and MD of Aptech joins in now. Hi, and thanks so much for joining in. What updates can you offer us on government orders through the National Skill Mission? What new schemes are you working on?
So we are NSDC partners. We have been there for the last 2-3 years. The new scheme is PMKVY scheme. Under the NSDC scheme, we are doing, as a partner, we are doing some limited amount of trainings. We have done last year and this year as well. And we are looking forward to participating in future as well with PMKVY. So yes, we have had some bit of traction, and we are looking forward to a lot more.
Right. Good afternoon, Mr. Karpe. You also had a tie-up with Flipkart. So what's the update on that? And you also launched a BFSI, or Banking Services and Financial Institute. So could you give us a sense of how that development is coming along?
So e-commerce as an industry is obviously booming a lot of businesses happening, and naturally any such business requires training. We are doing with Flipkart, fundamentally we are training them to ensure that 100,000 or more of their resellers are onboarded. So this training is fundamentally to ensure that people who are registered with them get proper training to onboard their onto Flipkart platform. And similar training we will do with other e-commerce companies as well. It's clearly an area of focus for us. In terms of BFSI segment, we have launched courses, certificate courses on banking. We have initially launched around 18 or 20 centers in Delhi. So we are piloting it in Delhi, and these courses are launched. We are very optimistic of this vertical, and this year we are going to focus on Delhi and surrounding areas, and then roll it all across India.
Keep your eye on Innocent Bank ahead of its earnings. Stock has slipped some more. In fact, it's completely flattened out. So from the day's high, it's come off more than 1%. Small nick coming through in the last 1 minute or so. But Mr. Karpe, coming back to you, let's focus on the individual training segment. That's a significant portion of your revenues. What's the outlook over there?
We are always doing new things. So one of the new initiatives we've done is we've tied up with Lakme to roll out training courses for their, for beauty and hairstyling and all that, which can then get absorbed in the beauty industry. We will start with one center now, and our intention is to open at least 100 centers in the next 3 to 4 years. So that is another new initiative. On individual training segment, there are two parts of it. One is India and one is outside India. In India, we are now slowly expanding into the non-tech industry as well. We have been traditionally strong in computer and then in multimedia animation, and hardware networking, but now we are moving on to beauty, we are moving on to banking, finance, as well as aviation. So we want to be a preferred place for all these kind of vocational courses. Outside India, we are there in 40 countries, and we will continue to expand in many more emerging countries. Our focus is on emerging countries.
All right, but the enterprise training segment, now that's where the company differs from NIIT as well, because NIIT has majority of its revenues coming in from the enterprise segment, but though this is a minority, how is that coming along? What's the outlook in your enterprise business?
So enterprise training, there are two parts of it. One part is the testing part, which is roughly 70-80% of our business. We have had a good year the year before when we did training for CMAT. Last year was not as good, but overall the testing industry is expected to grow at least 35%, and we will see that kind of growth. We have been a large player in the segment for almost last 8 years. Last year we did close to 1.5 million plus tests. So in that enterprise business, 80% is on testing. So testing business, we are very, very optimistic. Balance 20% is on training solution, out of which we are again optimistic on business coming to us from the e-commerce segment. So there are growth drivers in this both these segments.
Okay. What is the total number of franchisees that the company has currently, and how much are you expected to add in the future?
So overall, as a company, across all the segments put together, we have roughly close to 800 franchise centers in India, and roughly 200 outside of India, excluding China, so in 40 countries. We are looking at expanding in this financial year around 150 centers up to March. By the end of September, we have added roughly, I think, around 62 or 64 odd centers in India and outside India across various brands. So we are very much on target in terms of adding total of 150 centers in this year.
Mr. Karpe, recently your competitors also launched a digital platform, NIIT.TV. What are your company's plans for the digital platform, considering that is likely to be a major growth driver as well?
We already have a platform called Online Varsity, which is available to our students. We have more than 700 videos, more than 200,000 odd books have been downloaded. After 1st of April 2014, all our books are on the digital platform. That was available to students. From that, we expanded to non-students as well on the same platform, shop.onlinevarsity, where there are free courses available. And of course, if you want premium courses, there are paid courses. We are on the consumption side, we have moved from physical books to digital books. On courses availability, the market is moving slow, but we are already ahead of the market in terms of availability of courses in the Indian market on some of these platforms. So yes, we are very optimistic about digital. We have started way early, 2 years back, and I think revenue flows will start soon. Because of simple fact that we have changed physical books to digital, it has had a lot of improvement in terms of cost, in terms of availability. But the next option of making online courses available to non-students also we have started. So this is being played out. It might take some time to get some robust revenues, but yes, we want to be in the forefront.
Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining in. Still awaiting the IndusInd Bank earnings, expected to be a fairly good quarter like always. But in the meanwhile, keep your eye on a few stocks. Archie's is one. It's just a 31 rupee stock. The market cap is not much, but